Hey guys, Matt Dog here with another video. I'm at Duels level 18 right now. I just want to show you my match history real quick. So I went on a little bit of a win streak. Um, right around here was when I was running my previous version that I had in my other video. And these are actually some of the duels that I had in that video. Here I switched over to the adventure engine, and that wasn't going so well. So then I switched over to the Diabellstar engine, where I was running three Diabellstar instead of and one wanted instead of two Diabellstar and two wanted. And as you can see, the results kind of speak for themselves. So if you just look at the past 20 duels, I have a 80% win rate. If you look at the duels where I was running the Diabellstar package, it's a 91% win rate. Also, I was planning to just take the best duels and show them off. But so many of the duels were good that I think I'm just going to show all of those 11 games while I was running this version of the deck. And then we can just kind of talk about them so you can see what all the results are like. Let's get into the duels. So there were a couple duels where I had really awful hands and I was able to still manage a win. There were also a couple duels where I had great hands, but then maybe I misplayed or something. I remember this first duel, I thought it was solid. And I was like, yeah, I probably would keep it if it was a normal duel, but I want the first duel that I show to be like spectacular. So I didn't end up planning to save it, but it's still solid. So as you can see, we have the Diabellstar package and Omni Negate. We have a little bit of Eldlich engine, so we can start trying to kill them next turn. A Solemn Strike, a Called By, and an Ice Dragon. So not terrible. What do they got? All right, this is a Mikanko deck. Okay, so here, I'm not exactly sure where the best spot to use Sinful Spoils is. I feel like just negating their normal summon is fine. Like, they can search out any equip spell they want. Like, negating an equip spell when it's on the field feels like it's not the right spot to hit them. I don't know. Negate, goodbye. Diabellstar comes back. We put her in defense mode, so that's 500 less life points. We have a Sinful Spoils of Subversion to bounce something. We know that they added the ritual spell to hand because obviously they activated prep. So just negating the destroyed into the hand feels solid. It can have strong effects if they actually manage to ritual summon it, and otherwise, if it just stays in the hand, it constantly gets them advantage. This way, it's just gone. Goodbye. Okay, they link summon Secure Gardena. Okay, and they just pass turn. So all this guy does is it makes it so they don't take battle damage when we attack him. So other than that, they're just playing to like do stuff next turn, but whatever. Okay, Golden Lord. So what's nice about locking this in the back row is if they have an evenly matched or an imperm in hand, they like can't activate it. We just summon an Eldlich, 5,000 damage, and we manage to use our one wanted that we have in the whole deck to get a draw, and we draw Karma Cannon, which is literally the best card we could possibly get. Ugh, Lava Golem. Well, we get to get rid of their Lava Golem as fuel to summon back our Diabellstar, so that's fine. I chose to shuffle back the Sinful Spoils instead of Betrayal, because if they had an Ash Blossom or something, then I would have been able to banish it so I still get a draw anyways. But now obviously I'm punished a little bit for that because I don't have this Omni Negate. So pros and cons. All right, they have their equip spell. We're just going to kind of let them do whatever they want, and then when they get to battle phase, we can Karma Cannon them, flip them over, they lose their equip spells. They don't have a Mikanko monster anymore, so that trap card that they searched isn't going to do anything. So literally, they just have one monster that can't like we can't do battle damage, but it's in defense mode anyway. So we just get rid of it. We use a couple of trap cards to summon back the Golden Lord. We have enough attack, kill them. So that was a solid duel, and it kind of shows you the variety that we have. I brought back Ice Dragon's Prison as well because supposedly it's a solid interruption to use against Fire Kings by banishing their winged beast monsters that destroy themselves or get destroyed from the deck and then summon from grave and just start popping your cards and blah blah blah. So I wanted to see if that would work. And the jury's still out on that, but it was an interesting tech choice. All right, Diabellstar. So notice even though we're running 3 Diabellstar, we don't really have an issue of having multiple copies of her in hand. So it's working out okay. And we have the Horus engine up. Zombie Vampire. Okay, what are we going to steal? Okay. We steal a Duamef, which is nice. Let's see, what did we mill? Nothing super important. We just have like a Conquistador for fuel. So honestly, this is not a great board. We were really hoping to mill like a transaction rollback because then we would have had an amazing board. Okay, so it's zombies. Yep, they send that, which is going to summon out their Doom King, and they get a draw 1. Oh, this is funny. Okay, so here, obviously they're gonna Harpy's Feather Duster to destroy everything. I could negate their Harpy's Feather Duster so that they don't destroy my King Sarcophagus. Instead, however, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna negate their Doom King, and this Doom King is negated forever. They have to get it in their grave, or else, it's never gonna have the double effects that it has per turn. And more importantly, because we have a face-up Horus card on the field, I want them to destroy my cards so that I get a draw 3. And obviously the Doom King is negated, so he can't stop our draw 3. We also get to search out a Diabellstar. So we had activated Eldlich, which means we're locked into summoning zombie monsters, but because they have the Doom King on the field, Diabellstar is considered a zombie monster while in the grave. So we get to search it out. We grab Sinful Spoils, which is going to lock up their Doom King forever. So they probably need to summon something to get rid of. Yeah, so if they just quit there. Because, like, unless they summon, like, Nightmare Phoenix or something in order to pop that back row, then we're going to lock their Doom King up forever and they're toast. Duel number 3. What's going on with me? Yeah, so I decided to record this video when I'm still at duels level 18, just because I had this amazing win streak, and I wanted to kind of show it off. I'm not sure yet if I'm gonna, let's see. I mean, I'm definitely gonna go up to duels level max. It's just a question of whether it's in this video or, I still don't have a ton of time to do stuff. Okay. So yeah, we just set up a board. It was not a bad board, but we had an Omnigate, we had a couple other cards, and they just surrender. Goodbye. Yeah, it's kind of a thing where it's like what I like to do is I pick out like the 10 best duels, but there is something that people probably get a kick out of, which is seeing what's going on behind the scenes, where we're just kind of winning a couple duels pretty easily. All right, Trap Tantalizing Tune. Is it going to get a draw? No. Okay, that sucks. Yeah, I don't even bother setting the King Sarcophagus. We still have a Karma Cannon and we have a Solemn Strike, so we should at least be able to survive this turn. Okay. Okay, so it is a Kashtira Snake Eyes deck. Just negate and destroy the Snake Eyes Ash. Yeah, I guess that was probably premature. Because I have Karma Cannon, I can just wait for them to do their full combo, and then I can Karma Cannon them. Okay, so there they chain Max C because I have a Paleozoic Marilla engraved, so I'd be able to special summon it. But because they chain block it, now I can't special summon it, so that does nothing. Alright, we bought ourselves a turn. What are we going to do with that turn? Whatever we draw, we're probably going to send it to grave with King Sark. Okay. They don't have a Kashtira monster face up, so this isn't going to banish anything. Alright, Horus cards. Now what are we going to do? Zombie Vampire. Okay, what are we going to mill? We grabbed a Diabellstar. Okay, we just grab a Wanted. It's just going to give us like a draw. Not even right now. We don't have anything in there. Okay, so they do eventually use the field spell to summon this Flamberge, but we don't care. We're going to banish it. Then we're going to summon Celine. Celine summons back a spellcaster. We have access code. We have a dark and a light in the grave, so we get 2 pops. We pop Birth, so they can't keep summoning back their Kashtira monsters. We destroy one Kashtira monster, destroy the other Kashtira monster. So now literally all they have is like the field spell, but that doesn't really do anything now that it's activated. They'd have to put something in the back row, which means they'd have to summon a Flamberge. But they do have in their graveyard um, Original Sinful Spoils, which is like a starter on its own, which is very frustrating. And they have a Poplar, which if this Poplar goes to grave, then they can just put a Flamberge back on the field. What do I have? I have Axis Code, which is a big body, at least. We can summon an Elixir to protect her life points. And nothing else. Okay. And we have Horus for follow-up. So notice everything they're doing. Okay, so they get an SP, which banishes Axis Code. That's too bad. Although because they used SP, that means they can't attack my life points directly anymore, which I think they might forget that after they combo for like the next 3 minutes. Yeah, this is ridiculous. Basically, all of the stuff they're doing off of the fact that they had that spell that was also a starter in their grave. Yeah, that spell probably needs to get banned. Alright, they do get to destroy both of our cards. I don't bother activating the Elixir while it's on the field, so I can just activate it in the grave. Alright, we draw Torrential, shuffle back the Elixir. So here I could try to do some sort of a wild play where like, okay, I'm going to grab my Conquistador, summon out an Eldlich, then Eldlich summons, they'll use Promethean Princess to destroy their own Salamangreat Rising and try to destroy my Eldlich. My Eldlich is indestructible. Then I go in and I try to attack them, but they've got the World Sea Dragon Zelantis, which destroys my back row. So like here I'm basically like, okay, drew Torrential Tribute. Before they get to the battle phase and have a chance to blow up my cards, I need to blow up their cards. So my plan is basically to wait for them to like try to enter the main phase and then summon Conquistador and then use Torrential to blow everything up. Or like if they activate Promethean Princess, then that's when I Torrential. But instead, they deliberately do this with Jet Synchron. They sacrifice a card, and now Jet Synchron's going to get banished, blow up, and their turn's over. They spent how much time did they spend on the previous turn going off on their combo, doing like multiple Link 4s off of that one starter? They don't have that spell card in their grave anymore, by the way. So now they're actually done. Eldlich, you grab the Scarlet Sanguine, comes out. That doesn't work, dude. Okay, we have a Conquistador and we have a Waquero. So now we can banish their Promethean Princess whenever we want. We can destroy their field spell whenever we want. And they surrender. G to the G. Thank you very much. Yeah, that was great. Yeah, so I think that, as you can see from that duel, I think Torrential Tribute is still solid. I think it still has a place in this world. All right, this next one is duel number 5, Staying Alive. Yeah, that's the sort of thing where it's like, I hope Eldlich gets support in the future where we can like keep up with stuff like that, because that duel made me go, okay, I'm just gonna drop some cards that I have just to add a bunch of summon limits in. Like that's the sort of thing that makes you go to the dark side. I'm just like load up on floodgates. But I kind of resisted the temptation. We still won, so no floodgates in this deck yet, other than a skill drain. So what do we have? We have Omni Negate. We have a Conquistador, non-targeting pop, and a Solemn Strike. So like 3 good interruptions. Okay. Lunalight. Yeah, I don't know what Lunalight's deal is. They add a trap card. I don't know what their deal is. They normal summon a card. I figure, okay, let's negate and destroy it. It summons itself back. Okay. They make this XYZ card. I'm just going to try to destroy it. We're also getting a bunch of monsters in defense mode, so we're harder to kill. Okay, they passed turn. I guess that was the right thing to do. Dark Charmer. So now we're going to do the classic... yeah, that's what's great about the access code play in this deck. Like, we do run the Charmers because, like, we have dark monsters, we have light monsters. And we have spellcasters between obviously now we have Diabellstar, but we also have Imseti. So it's just, it works really well with our deck, and they lose because we were gonna kill them because they set no cards. Okay, duel number 6. Let's go and let's do this. Yeah, I don't know if the rhyming thing is the best idea, but you know, it is what it is. So yeah, my win rate with this version of the deck was 91% because it's 10 out of 11 duels that we won. Out of the last 20, it's obviously 80%. It's probably higher because I had gone on the win streak, so I could probably calculate what my overall win total is if I go back and look at which games I won from the previous one. Here, oh, this was actually, okay, so we actually have a pretty terrible opening hand. We have a Paleozoic Marilla, which can send something to grave. We have a rollback, which we want to get in the grave. Yeah, so we literally have 0 interruptions right now, other than like summoning Lord of Heavenly Prison so we don't die. And for some reason, he doesn't attack us, and he puts all his monsters in defense mode. Like I don't know, sometimes combo players like forget that you know, they didn't go first because our turns are so fast. But I don't know what happened there. He could have tried to kill me out of. I think he actually could have killed me, right? Like I activate this, he doesn't negate it, even if he. Yeah, so whatever. We have he has an Omni negate and he has a monster destroy. So if I activate Lord of Heavenly Prison, he can destroy my Lord, and he has a Barone which can negate and destroy whatever I do. So what are we gonna draw? We drew a Triple Tactics Thrust. I tried to activate Elixir of Scarlet Sanguine, hoping to bait something out. We baited out an Ash Blossom, which is you know, fine. So we want to activate Thrust if possible. Okay. All right, now it's our turn. They don't negate that. Activate Lord. So here, I think he could have shuffled his own Bestial Lubellion back into the deck to destroy Lord, and then I would have had to try something else in order to try to bait Barone. But here he just uses Barone right away, which is the totally wrong play. And now we can thrust, grab grass, activate grass. We already have a rollback in grave. Eldlich grabs another rollback. Don't summon him. Battle phase, evenly matched. Banish everything face down. Goodbye. We still have another rollback. Now we have a Conquistador. We have a Waquero. So really it's just the one interruption, but he has literally nothing. Yeah, he just sets a card. I'm just going to get an Eldlich on the field so these interruptions are online, plus summoning more monsters, plus doing it on their turn so we're not zombie locked. Yeah, so now we can do whatever we want. We can make Blackluster Soldier, we can do... Oh, we drew Imseti, so now we can get the Horus engine, we get a draw 1. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so we had like a terrible hand, but we just had to wait one turn and then literally everything started happening for us. Oh man. Okay, which duel was that? That was this one, I believe. Because it was just no, that was this one. Okay, so next is this game that's only 2 turns. What are we gonna do there? Whew. Yeah, so far it's like, where are the Fire King decks? Like, I bet they're all probably like, I'm probably gonna run into like 5 in a row with this next part. But we'll see. Okay, so we got Imseti. That's pretty good. Send a Waquero to grave to grab a Elixir on the end phase. Okay, we get a happy. So you notice in this version of the deck, I am just running 2 Horus monsters instead of 3. Just like the goal is to like minimize the number of sort of dead cards possible. It like decreases the ceiling, obviously. It's harder to instantly kill them, but you know. Oh no. Okay, so here this is like an Infernoid deck. So I saw they were a 60 card deck. I figure okay, they probably have a ton of cards they want in the grave. So instead of making the zombie vampire, I made the Sky Prison, which you know about from my previous budget deck version video. So now they can't summon anything from their grave. All of these cards are like going to have effects where they can summon themselves from the grave or get summoned from the grave. They summoned this guy, which is like going to send cards from the extra deck to the grave. And I'm like, I don't know what you have in your extra deck. They're probably going to be like Elder Entity Entices and Malongs. I just don't want to deal with that. He activates Reasoning, which is sending a bunch of his cards to the grave, but dude, I don't care. You can't summon from the grave this turn. You're also increasing the attack of my Sky Prison. Okay, he's running some like Sky Striker cards. Is this supposed to be some sort of a blind second deck? Okay. Yeah, they summon a Snow, but they can't summon Snow this turn. They're looking for something. Come on, what do we have? Okay, he summons this, and we're just gonna destroy it, and then he surrenders. Goodbye. Yeah, Sky Prison is great. I probably need to focus on making it more. It just stops a lot of decks dead in their tracks. All right, what's this duel gonna be? Going second. Okay. Evenly matched. I wonder what's gonna happen. Also a triple tactics thrust. Yeah, this is very good going second. Assuming they don't set up like a million Omni Negates. Salamangreat, okay. Yeah, Salamangreat can be really frustrating. They have the ability to banish the monster from their grave in order to link summon, which allows them to destroy all cards you have. They also have the searchable Omni Negate counter trap card. Yeah, Salamangreat's feels like it should be pretty strong in this format. They can blow up your cards, they can get Omni Negates. Pretty much all the fire decks. Okay, so they get a... Yep, that's how they search out the Omni Negate. So, not super intimidating. Do they even have the monster who lets them link summon? I don't think so. Battle phase, evenly matched. So notice there I drew Foolish Burial Goods. I sent a rollback, so after they use the counter trap, which he does here, banish, copy evenly, everything face down. Goodbye. So we don't have a ton of other stuff. I don't think they activated a monster effect there, unfortunately. But we do have Karma Cannon, which is going to kill this Link deck whenever we want. Okay. Nightmare Phoenix. Ooh. He does manage to hit Karma Cannon. Luckily, he kind of comboed off on the last turn, which was when he did a lot of his stuff. Okay, so there, yeah, it's pretty straightforward, right? We do that to bait out the princess. The princess destroys it because, you know, shiny button click. And now, grass. If they had a, you know, an Ash Blossom, that was another spot they could have hit us. If we hit another rollback, then we could have just banished them. Draw into another copy of Thrust. Okay, XYZ, we can XYZ something. I got some sort of a delay as soon as I summoned monsters, which told me that this is an imperm, so that's why I'm going to play the way that I do. Take out those cards. I'm pretty sure this is an imperm, so I just want to bait it out. We could summon out Marilla. And this card is also going to protect all of our cards from being destroyed by battle or card effect twice. So this is a solid card even like going into their turn, especially when we just need to kind of survive. SP Little Knight. They do banish the King Sarcophagus, which sucks. We can't summon back as easily. Here, he definitely should have banished my Dingirsu, because even though Dingirsu would come back, he would lose his material, so I wouldn't be able to protect myself anymore. Also, Paleozoic Marilla is unaffected by monster effects. My plan, if he tried to banish Dingirsu, by the way, would have been to banish, use Conquistador to destroy SP Little Knight, but I also have short-term memory loss, because the reason I activated something that allowed him to trigger SP Little Knight was with the Conquistador, so whatever. We have a lot of follow-up, he just surrenders. Easy money. This next duel I lost, but I feel like it was some sort of a mistake that I made. Yeah, you've seen some of our hands have been like outstanding, and kind of the philosophy of this version of the deck is we have, Called by the Grave, and we have Gamma as ways to stop our opponent from activating things like Ash Blossom. Uh, they're solid going first, not the worst going second. We draw into a second copy of Diabell Star. That sucks. Yeah, so we've had a couple of kind of underwhelming boards that we've made out of the last few. Yeah, we're kind of forced to negate the adventure package there. Otherwise, they get too much advantage. They get an Omni negate. Just kind of stop it where it starts. Okay, they're popping off. We have one Omni negate that doesn't even remove a card from the field. So here he's trying to make a Zeus play. Like his goal is to use this monster, attack, crash, and then he XYZs up into Zeus. So my goal is to negate this. Its attack goes down to less than 2,500, and then I can summon out a Diabell Star. What I should have done is I should have sent this Diabell Star in hand to the graveyard, and then it can like try to activate its effect to send a Trap Tantalizing 2 and to do stuff. Unfortunately, I sent this Diabell Star. Reading matters. It has a quick effect that allows it to steal my Diabell Star, which means that I don't have an attack position monster that can keep him from attacking me. So I do straight up die there, but it would have been bad either way because he would have attacked and been able to make a Zeus. So, not great. Suboptimal board. I still kind of needed to misplay in order for him to play through it for some reason. Alright, two more duels. Oh, this one he just instantly surrenders, so I won't bother showing that. Yeah, I won that game. I just sort of like loaded up. Ooh, this isn't a bad hand. I'm going first, and then they just, I guess they didn't like their hand or something. All right, going first. What are we gonna do? Okay, we've got Imseti. Yep, get Elemental Burst Engrave. Ugh. All right, so he had Gamma. We get to activate Thrust though, and because he has a monster on the field, we can activate it this turn. Here, I shouldn't have activated Called by the Grave. There's not a lot of monsters that I can summon off of a grass other than maybe an Eldlich by like sacrificing an Ice Dragon's Prison, which isn't really worth it. Like if I also had a Horus monster that, a King Sarcophagus, that'd be one thing. Here I should have just held on to the Called by for next turn. Yeah, that is kind of a downside of this version of the deck, as opposed to the one that has like the adventure engine in it, is we get like super powerful interruptions off of getting a rollback plus like an elemental burst or a karma cannon, and we can get our Eldlich engine online off of sending cards to grave. But, it's not like it's not the same value that say some other decks can get off of a grass. It sort of just like gets us a little bit of advantage, but we don't really rely on it. So here they have the spell Trap Negate. Here I feel like I make a mistake. Obviously I'm going to try to threaten to destroy Gigantic Sprite, which is going to force out Sprite Carrot to, negate or, I'll be able to do my effect. But the other thing that I do is a mistake in a little bit. All right, so we force out the negate. So what I do is I wait until after he tries to activate this effect in order to use Ice Dragon's Prison. What I should do here is I should just chain Elixir now and then activate Ice Dragon's Prison so that it resolves where I banish his card and then Eldlich is on the field and then he attempts to activate. Because even though his effect's not going to work because I'm going to banish him and his effect is like worded in a way where he has to be able to actually send the card in order for him to do something. Like, I can't special summon my Eldlich anymore because Gigantic Sprite like prevents us from summoning anything other than a level 2. So I should have a Eldlich on the field, and he shouldn't have been able to attack me, basically. That's fine. It's all good. So what do we have in grave? We have an Eldlich, okay. No rollbacks. We have a trap trick. So he's gonna summon out the trap negate. I threaten to go to battle phase. He's forced to do something. So here he gets rid of his trap negate, which is fine. Like I don't have anything on my field, any traps on my field I can activate anyways. And he bandishes one of my Eldliches. But now I can summon the other one. This is probably the right play to make so that I can't destroy his SP Little Knight or his Elf. But now my only interruption is Trap Trick, which can go into anything, but we'll see what I want to do. Okay, he makes Avermax, goes to battle phase. Here, I have two of my Karma Cannons in the graveyard, and in order to use Trap Trick, obviously you have to banish one to set the other. So here, I'm forced to banish a Paleozoic Marilla, set the other one. That doesn't, I'm not special summoning this turn, dude. Use rollback. And here I could have copied Elemental Burst to destroy all the cards he has, which would have included this card in the back. However, if I destroy it, then his Avermax gets to shuffle one of my cards into the deck. So instead, I copy Karma Cannon, which means that he sends his own cards to grave, which means that Avermax doesn't shuffle anything because he had to send his own card to grave. And he surrenders, so G to the G, thank you very much. Let's go over a quick deck profile to see where I'm at with this version of the deck. So I threw in, instead of Super Poly, we're running Psyframe Gear Gamma. It's just as a way to have an additional negate against like a Maxi or an Ash Blossom or something. And I also really wanted to throw in a couple extra deck cards. For example, Chaos Angel, Selene, Access Code Talker. This combo comes up a ton. I actually really like it, especially if we're also running the Diabellstar package, which I'm not sure what's different from this deck compared to the previous one I showed. I had to cut like one of my thrusts down. I cut down one Torrential Tribute or something. But I really like this package. You've seen it comes up a lot, even if we're just running the Horus engine, because we have both a Dark Charmer and a Light Charmer. Omega is kind of a nice card. You could obviously instead use... okay. You could use Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon instead, and then get rid of like Chaos Angel in exchange for like a Baronne de Fleur or something. Because then on your turn you could activate Psyframe Gamma, and then you make Synchro Stardust Dragon, which summons back Gamma, which means you can make a Baronne de Fleur or any other level 10 monster that you want. But instead, I like Chaos Angel, so I just get to leave it here, and then you can make Omega, which can like banish a card from your opponent's hand. It can recycle itself back to recycle itself in one other card once it finally gets destroyed. It's like fine. It hasn't really come up yet. Yeah, I was surprised by how well the Diabellstar package worked. I feel like it's better than the Adventure package because we like to have a bunch of cards in our back row, and between the Horus engine already taking up one card in our back row, plus the Adventure engine as another two cards, like you could have the Adventure package plus your Horus package, and then you only have two other cards for like an Eldlich trap or something. It also fills up your field, so you can't like summon out a bunch of your Horus monsters and use your Eldlich engine to summon out your Golden Land trap monsters, because two of those zones are filled by your Omni Negate and stuff. Also, one of the 3 duels you saw that I lost while I was using the Adventure engine, like a part of the reason I lost is because I wanted to use my Omni Negate, but I also had a Skill Drain up, and Skill Drain and the adventure package don't really go together as well as the Diabellstar package with its counter trap or regular trap, because this one is an omni negate that it doesn't care about there being a skill drain on the field. The disadvantage that the Diabellstar package has is kind of like once you use it, we only have one way to kind of recycle things, and after that, it's kind of just a body. But games usually don't last like 10 turns or so. So as long as you kind of have that advantage set up initially, it's really good. The big thing about the Diabellstar package is just like we have like at least four cards that we have in our hand that we really, really want to get in the grave. And it's just kind of an additional way to do that. Same with Trap Tantalizing Tune. It's a card that we run instead of the pot cards in this version of the deck. It's just an extra way to draw while also getting our transaction rollbacks and our elemental bursts and stuff into the graveyard. I won't go over the rest of the deck too much because you already kind of have seen it from previous videos, but this is what I'm running right now. Probably will change a little bit as I continue up through the rest of the Duelist Cup. Still level 18, probably going to get to level 20 pretty soon. Um, I might tack on the next part of this. Otherwise, I'll probably just release the next version of the video in a couple days. See you in the next one. Peace.